Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 24. We're winding down the season. Only one episode left after this, and then the season is going to be done. Although we do get to look forward to Dr. Stone will be coming out soon, and Demon Slayer Season 3 will be coming out soon, and I plan on reviewing both of those as well. You're probably wondering, why is this review being uploaded on Sunday as opposed to when I usually upload it on Saturday, and I had an all-day pub crawl yesterday, so that is why. I didn't have enough time in the morning I had enough time in the morning to watch the episode, but I did not have enough time in the morning to actually do my full review, so I'll be doing this now. You'll probably get Nagatoro sometime later tonight. If not tonight, then that'll get uploaded on Monday, which would be, what is today's date? Let me see here. It is March 19th, so if you don't see Nagatoro up today, you'll see it up by the 20th. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we kind of start off with a summary of the kind of principal explaining that UA has access to the country's latest defense technologies at wholesale. So basically wholesale means you plan on reselling them, not that UA is going to resell them because they're using them for their own defense and training future superheroes. So they have access to all this crazy technology. UA is probably the safest place to be. I know a lot of the people are kind of against Deku staying there, but for them and for Deku, it is probably the safest place. You know, they have a huge fortress. They have this crazy systems of tunnels underneath the school. They have this multiple barrier that has multiple layers that can restrict on itself and delay villains long enough to get everybody out of there in the secret tunnels. You know, think like secret tunnel underneath the White House type of deal. They have that, except to a much larger scale. It can go to different schools, different places, get all the civilians to safety. Really not a big issue there. That is why the principal has no issue whatsoever with Deku staying there. And Deku needs to rest. You know, he's been fighting. He is beat up. He is roughed up. He needs a place to rest, relax, you know, enjoy the standard high school things for a little while, get his mind off of everything, maybe train up a little bit, get his one for all to a higher percentage. We know he's at 45% at this point in time, and then kind of go back out there and keep doing his thing. But he needs to be able to have a normal high school life because, you know, that this is essentially getting taken away from him because of the power that was bestowed upon him. And yes, he did want that power, but at the same time, to what level of what he knew he was getting himself into, that is something that it's kind of like All Might kind of told him after the fact, to a certain extent. It was like, here you go, here's the power. That's what happens. So all of his classmates kind of like start talking about him. Uraka is kind of the real MVP. She jumps up. She said, yes, his power is special. Yes, he is a special person, but it doesn't stop him, you know, from being a regular person. You know, he still has all of the emotions of a regular person. He still should be able to go through his regular high school life. You shouldn't push him away, you know, basically, because when a hero needs someone to help them, who does it? That's essentially the question that's being asked here, is when a hero needs help, who is there to help them? And that is the civilians, that is the people, that is the community around him, you know. This woman here, who we never actually get her name, she's like, oh, that's the boy who saved me, you know, she was like, that's who saved me, and then Uraka is kind of talking about how she likes to see people with smiling faces. So when she was a kid, it showed her smiling at a person that was smiling because he was happy that a hero was helping them. And then the hero started smiling, and then she started looking at the hero, and you know, she wants to get everybody to have a smile on their face, which is pretty nice. You know, get everybody happy, get everybody squared away, and all of that as well. And I mean, that's basically the gist of the episode, is Uraka is trying to get everybody to basically accept Deku, you know, be like, you know, he's been out there fighting for you this entire time. He's not going to be here forever, you know. I mean, at this point, I believe I want to say they're second years. Are they second years or are they still first years at this point? I always get confused with the timeline. Um, but at a maximum, you're talking he's going to be there for like 2 more years doing his high school stuff, and then he'll be gone. So it's not like he's going to be there permanently. Anyway, after he graduates, he'll be off doing hero work with all the rest of the students in his class. So it makes perfect sense. And then, Deku is looking like a hot mess, covered in mud. His hero outfit is rags essentially at this point. Everything is torn to crap, and he is just like, thank you. Basically, he's very moved emotionally by Uraka saying all of this. And then it starts getting some of the people here moved as well. Um, so this is, and basically that it starts getting the citizens on the side. We have no idea who the names of some of these people are, but this guy's like, this is the only place he can rest without worrying too much about it. Like legitimately, like if he goes anywhere else, he goes to his mom's house or a random building somewhere. We know that Shigaraki can track him at this point in time. We know also Shigaraki has to heal up. He is very damaged. We don't know how long that's going to take. But we know that being that he can get tracked, really nowhere is safe for him. It doesn't matter where he goes. But at the same time, they got to get Shigaraki up on par as well. I honestly think that in All for One's current body, that Deku could probably defeat him. Um, Being that he has control of Shigaraki's body too, once Shigaraki becomes 100% where he's at now currently, maybe not so much without some help. I mean, we saw, how initially a bunch of heroes were helping him develop these things, but, after that fight, he got some new quirks, learned some new abilities. He can get one for all at a little bit higher percentage than he was at. So I think that one for all by himself, being that one for all is severely damaged, no eyes, no mouth, he has to have that breathing thing to stay alive. Um, that could probably defeat him, but I don't think he'd be able to defeat 100% Shigaraki controlled by All for One. I don't think that would happen. But who knows? We're gonna probably save that for a later season. The citizens then kind of start talking about how we were we looked up to this one hero, All Might, for so long, and we were so quick to forget what he represented. What he helped us do. Fighting everybody with a smile, helping your local citizens out, being a full community and doing everything that needed to be done, basically to get the community in a nice place. Um, and they slowly realize this. Koda runs up to him at one point, basically apologizing for the past, saying, I'm sorry, I was useless in the past. I'm trying to see if I can find it in this area. Yeah, there we go. Got to move back a little bit. But Koda runs up, basically saying he was too scared to move at the time. Thank you for saving me. He's definitely had a big impact on Koda because now Koda wants to kind of be like him too. He bought the same shoes that Izuku has, so Deku is definitely a big influence on him. Moving forward, he might end up becoming a hero. Moving forward throughout the episode, if I can get to the right spot here, let's see if it lets me. I'll just play it a little bit. Let's see here. I might have to go back a slight amount. I want to show you. There we go. All right. So Eraserhead has gotten a new foot. This kind of surprises me because with Erie's ability to reverse damage, wouldn't we just be able to? It looks like he also lost his eye, by the way. It looks like he lost one of his eyes. Unless it's healing. I mean, we don't know. There's like an eye patch, so it could just be healing still, but we know, obviously, he's got like a mechanical foot. It actually reminds me very much so of Full Metal Alchemist, kind of the I can't remember what the heck they called it. Chainmail, I think is what they called it. But it kind of reminds me of that kind of style. But he was like, yeah, I'm not going to be jumping like Mirako. And maybe Mirako got some really cool advanced technology to jump a lot faster, being that she got one of her legs completely crushed. Or Mirko. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with her as well. We haven't really seen her since kind of the beginning of the season, after she got kind of beat the crap out of by the Nomu, but also was badass and got Shigaraki out of the tank before he was 100% anyway, which is pretty neat. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens with her. Apparently, one of the other schools also revved up the security because Toga got in there and was a clone. So I mean, obviously they want to be able to track That's for clones. Apparently, they have Toga's time of how much blood she consumes and how long it takes for her to be a clone down to a T. So there's actually a waiting period. So before you actually get in the shelter, they have a waiting period to make sure you are not a clone of somebody else. We then get to see Stain here looking down All Might. It's been a few episodes since we've actually seen that, and that's kind of where the preview is too. It looks like it's just kind of going to be a general preview of everybody kind of going back to regular high school things. And then also, I'm hoping, yeah, no man is an island. So basically, that's kind of referring to Deku, meaning, he can't do it all himself. He needs a support network to help him out, in order to defeat All for One. I think it's kind of what that's referring to. But I'm hoping we get a really cool conversation between All Might and Stain next episode, because it was kind of hinted at, I think it was like 1 or 2 episodes ago, where we saw Stain kind of in the background, and we haven't seen Stain since I think that was Season 2, I want to say, so it's been a long, long time. So that'll be interesting to see if they have a sort of in-depth conversation, and maybe Stain will go on the side of the heroes. I honestly don't know. We'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens. Overall, this is a solid 9 out of 10. Definitely worth a rewatch. I actually rewatched a little bit of it today to just kind of refresh my memory on the topic. But overall, I am very happy with the episode. As I said, 1 episode left. We're going to wait and see what happens. I'm thinking it's just going to be, kind of a winding down. Deku's kind of getting a little bit back into high school life. There'll be some sort of confrontation between All Might and Stain, and then that will be the episode. That'll be the season, and we're going to have to wait another 6 months to a year for Season 7, and we'll see what happens. So that's where we're at. Thank you for watching. My name is Steve Gray. Hit that subscribe button. As always, have a good one.